Recently, over the last few years, and especially in the past few weeks, I've had a strong apprehension about where we are heading. It is my perception, not just reasoning or intellectual conclusion, that keeps telling me we are rushing toward a horrendous global conflict. And yes, nuclear weapons will be in play. Why so? You see, it's gone too far. All this jealousy, rancor, aggression, umbrage, and general vindictiveness towards one another. Hear me out, because this is a subtle observation. Even if some prominent world leaders were to decide something, not just declare publicly, they'll talk like that how eager they are for negotiations and peace treaties, but genuinely decide, yes, we want peace. Or just a ceasefire or some cunning shenanigans to avoid nuclear war and save their own land, it won't do. Our situation is so disastrous. Even if they finally switch from flashy rhapsodies to resolution, it could still go wrong, cop out, flounder and go to the dogs for the very reasons I just laid out. We've reached such a staggering degree of mutual, case-hardened hatred, jaundice, aggression, discredit and distrust, like an avalanche, set up and pay off as theatrical folks are calling it. Once it starts, everything gets taken down. One might suggest that the elites, the well-to-do class of people, will do everything to prevent it, to protect their money, their property, and avoid mass destruction. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, and never has, not once throughout all of history. I can say that as a historian. Let's revise it from a global perspective. The elites failed to prevent both the First and the Second World War, especially the first, when they had great heaps of money at their disposal, along with mansions, palaces and whatnot. And they lost everything. It was the death of many empires, whole damn empires. The German Empire, the Austro-Hungarian and Russian, they're all gone. They lost their money, their mutual investments, their capitals, both in physical currency and in real estate. That is to say, primates are so obsessed with dominance, wickedness and envy that knowing, ingrained envy, they can very well bring about hell on earth. Just think of it. Stepping out of the First World War didn't stop primates from starting the Second and every other war since. The Great War was terrible indeed, but say, weren't the Russo-Japanese, the Crimean, the First and Second Boer Wars, the Opium Wars, the 7 years, 30 years, 100 years wars equally terrible? All those monarchs and warlords were perfectly educated and studied history, and still, they started every one of them. They knew how violent and slaughterous the 1300 years wars had been. They knew how miserably all those who believed in their imminent victory had lost. To no avail, common sense be damned. They all got carried away and perished. Therefore, our situation is disastrous. Now everyone seems to be talking about some meeting in Istanbul, trilateral, bilateral, with or without refreshments, I don't know. It seems like Trump gave Putin quite a generous stretch of time to think it over before this meeting. But now they say like, oh, Trump will postpone it, or nah, Trump's just bluffing, or take Dmitry Peskov. He reassured everyone there'll be indeed negotiations, but there are still a few points to iron out face to face. This noise makes people drowsy. It drugs them with hopes and expectancies. My mind is stuffed full of scorpions and apprehension. I repeat, even if one of them grows a spine or they strike some mutual arrangement, I still can't shake the feeling that it won't be enough. So, hear my outcry, my plea. Folks, pull yourselves together. This could be the end of the world. I mean, the whole of creation. Hit the brakes at once. We need to get a grip on this. You, high-ranking chairman, I know you must be swollen with self-importance, ambition and arrogance, but hear me out. Once again, I offer to clean up this mess. I can step in as a truce envoy, a negotiant or a personal consultant or analyst, whatever suits you. But with egos and malice like yours, fat chance you'll accept it. In that case, why don't you settle it among yourselves? Can't you see you're about to lose everything you own? And that's quite a lot. Your lives, your fortunes, everything you own. Is that what you want, to watch it vanish? And don't think you can avoid it. No one will. Besides, think of your children, or your parents, or your siblings if you have any. Just think about it. Sure, I get it. You despise millions of people, but at least consider your own kin, your own life, your own comforts. You have no idea how swiftly disaster could strike. In no time flat. Forget those hit-and-miss calculations of yours or the ones reported by Europeans about how much time this rival or that needs to get ready. Let me tell you something. Our situation is unfolding post-haste. One might begin advancing without any preparations. It's like running amok, and I've got a really bad feeling about it. You can't even imagine what destruction we shall witness. 10 times worse than during the Great War, and that was colossal. Entire cities will be wiped clean. It's pure pandemonium. And don't forget about Africa and half of Asia. Now they're leeching off Europe and America, but the moment Europe and America stop feeding them, they'll flood in here. All this on top of the casualties, demolished cities, and nuclear fallout. Thus, in a matter of months or years at most, the world as we know it will end, and you won't even notice, because you'll be fucking dead. So, hold your horses, let's hit the brakes, clean up the mess, and let me help you prevent all this.